What's up, everyone? Thank you for tapping in. Dang, I almost messed up that entry. It's been a while. Look, life happens, things happen, but the show must go on, as I always say. So, always getting older, but better at the same time. So, we are back with another episode, and today, I am joined by a friend of mine who, honestly, I met in the most obscurest way. I met him when this show started. He reached out. He asked me to come on his show, and if I'm being real, just like I just started, I was like, I'm a little incredulous of this experience. But I took the experience and I met this guy. His name is Carlos Santiago, and he's based out, I believe, Florida, and he trains out at 10th Planet. And he gave me an experience to, express myself really on his show, the Grinding Jiu-Jitsu podcast. So, without further ado, I am going to open the show with me and my man, Carlos. Carlos, thank you for joining us, good sir. Thank you.
What's going on, Murder Yoga Nation? It's your boy C-Tech from the Grinding Jiu-Jitsu podcast. What's poppin', bro?
Keep it grinding, man. What's up? How you living, bro?
All day. Bro, life, man. Life has definitely, beat me down, but you know what? We're still grinding, dog. Like, it don't stop.
Yeah. I get it. It's funny. I'm in kind of the same boat myself. Life is just, the analogy I've been using is I feel like I'm in like a cross-country trip, like I'm going from LA to New York, right? I'm driving in, let's just say, a bucket. And you shouldn't be driving this car cross-country, but you have to get cross-country no matter what. So at the end of the day, you in this car pushing the limits and, your tire popped. Your radio overheat. You got to stop and get that fixed, but you got to keep going. And that's kind of what I feel like I'm on right now.
That's what duct tape's for.
You're right. That's exactly what duct tape's for.
Bobby, let's put the duct tape on the tire. We put some air. Hey, it give us 10 miles.
You're right, G. So, man, tell me what's been going on in your life since the last time we talked, bro. It's been a minute.
So last time we spoke, I was teaching jiu-jitsu for Cogito Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And so since then, I started teaching at 10th Planet Orlando. So I was doing the 6 a.m. classes. I mean, unfortunately, 6 a.m. isn't a really good time around the area that we were at.
Bro, that's the only time to train, in my opinion.
I mean, I thought so, but I guess in that area, it really wasn't. So we didn't get as much traction as we needed. So we canceled the 6 a.m. because they moved it to 8 a.m. And I have a full-time job, and, I start probably around like 8:30. So no way that I can actually pull that off. So I went back to Cogito Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm still teaching 6 a.m.s at Cogito Jiu-Jitsu now. I'm back over there and, just grinding, regular full-time job, private lessons. You already know, trying to still enjoy the journey while I'm still on it,
Yeah. No, it's definitely a journey that is, I think life will always make the journey difficult, you know what I'm saying? And it's totally on me right now. I should probably switch the camera to myself. See, I'm getting used to this new format, man.
It's lit. It's lit.
I was trying to set something up for you while you were talking. My bad. But anyways, 6 a.m.s are probably like I said, is the only time to train. It's one of my favorite times to train, just because there's it's like you get it all done and out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not stressing out over the day. And I feel like a lot of times you don't realize how much you need jiu-jitsu to kind of give you a little bit of therapy. Not that jiu-jitsu is the only way, because I think there is a cause to say, hey, you do need to take a break from jiu-jitsu. It is good for your mental health to take a step back and just reevaluate who you are as a person and how this game is changing you. So, I think 6 a.m. is the spot. Go ahead.
So it's actually a two-sided coin. So you have the practitioner, and then you have the instructor. So being an instructor at 6 a.m., you kind of give all of your energy
You know what, we're just gonna
in
end
that
here.
6 a.m. You give all of your energy in the 6 a.m. And sometimes, for me, most of the time, I don't have it at the end of the day. So I'm a single dad of 2 kids right now, So it's
Yeah.
like I do this 6 a.m. I'm already exhausted by 12 noon. So to go back to the gym at nighttime to try to get another session actually with an instructor, because like continuing on your path, you have to continuously learn. And I think that's my issue right now. It's super hard to get into the gym in the evening to actually learn more technique, learn more that what you need to actually make your 6 a.m. a little bit better. So I guess that's where I have to learn how to kind of add a little bit more or push through. So I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. I'm almost 40. So I'm
Okay.
knocking on 40's door real quick.
Are you? Let me ask. Are you 39 or are you 37 going on 38 like me?
I turned 39 in 4 months.
Okay.
So
Okay. Pada Benz.
I'm knocking on 49. 49.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
49 is
Okay.
right there.
Are you December's very own?
December
Okay.
6th,
Okay.
bro.
Hey. Okay. Pada Benz. One of us. One
So,
of
not
us.
Saji, baby, the Saji crew.
Yeah.
So that's my issue right now, is just getting into the gym with an instructor and not trying. It's like, how can you not give your students everything of you? I try to roll with every one of my students 1, 2, even 3 rounds a piece. Like, I don't come off the mat. When I'm on the mat, I don't come off the mat until everybody's done. You know what I mean? So, but that's the learning curve, like try to incorporate a little bit more training for myself other than just instructing. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, actually, dude, I like that you say giving everything to your students. I'll be real with you. My experience up here in the Bay Area has been horrible across the board. The only place of solace that I even kind of found are these 2 gyms. And I feel bad because I can't even pronounce one of them, so I'm not going to mention it. But shout out to my man, Leandro. If you're watching this, man, I'm going to figure out how to pronounce your last name so I could promote your gym just right. My fault, bro. But he's a Brazilian cat. He's a competitor. I actually had the chance to film him at ibjjf back in August. Film his competitions. That was a nice little experience. But I say all I'd say is, like, my experience up here has been horrible, and I've been nothing but loud as F about it, right? Like, I'm not happy with it. I feel like one school I went into, just an example, I go into school, I'm a brand new student. They have, a pretty lady to kind of greet you at the front door. She's like, oh, it's summer school, so there's kids here, but everything's upstairs. Cool, go upstairs. Now, the gym, it's not dirty, but it feels like it could be a little dirty. Like, they're not cleaning as much as they could. But I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. Go up there. I'm looking at the clock. Class starts late. Okay, class is late. I get that sometimes. But what I don't like is that the professor comes in like 20 minutes late, and then he goes through just like a whole sequence. I could take it as, okay, maybe this is Friday. They already had a curriculum that they worked a whole week, and he's just showing them a review. But he doesn't really stop and ask questions. He doesn't really go into the details. He's just like, all right, you do this, you could do this, you could try this, you could do this, you could try this, and then moves on. And then says, okay, go. And has everyone do that for the next 40 minutes. So
I mean, but that shows, that just shows where instruction is super important. It's how you train. It's not how good you are. A lot of these freaking black belts are freaking amazing competitors, but it doesn't mean that they can teach. They can't teach shit. They can't teach. One, there might be a language There you go. There might be a language barrier.
Yeah.
There might be, because there is a method to the madness. So I learned personally through my work, my outside work, on how to train adults. Doesn't mean I can train children. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't train
Yeah.
children. I have two of my own. Do I want to sit in a class with 8 children that it's like going all over the place? No, I don't have the mental capacity to do that, so I won't do it. I won't
Yeah.
teach children. Now, if they're close to that preteen, like teenage, where they can take instruction, then absolutely, I'm 100% in, and I'll give you everything that I have. But I focus on adult because I learned how to teach adults. And
Yeah.
it took a while. It took years to learn how to teach adults because there's 5 ways of learning for adults. You got the people who like written stuff. You have people who like, hey, walk me side by side. Then you have the one, no, just show me how to do it. Just tell me how to do it and I'll do it. You know what I mean? So there's like 5 different ways to actually portray what they want to learn. So how can you make your curriculum touch all those 5 bases so everybody can retain the information? That's the key to jiu-jitsu, retaining information. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So go ahead.
No, you good, bro. No, you over here preaching. So look, man, it's like everything you're saying is spot on to what I'm feeling, right? And also, I want to talk to you more about what you said about the 5 different ways that people learn, because I think I told you before, my aspiration is to be a coach. I want to help change and grow people's lives. And my goal is to spread this martial arts to the everyday man and to show people who, because truthfully, man, dude, everyone just says they don't want to do jiu-jitsu because they're afraid of it. Like, that's my theory. At the end of the day, they come up with all these excuses, all these reasons. Oh, man, I'm too old. Oh, my back hurts. I don't have time. Whatever the case is, you're afraid. And I say that with no judgment. I say that with no judgment. I say that as someone who is afraid themselves, and I say that as someone who has walked through life being afraid and now looking that fear in the face and saying, you know what, I'm a king. I got this. Get out of my way. And
But there's a thing,
So-
right? There's a thing right with that. There's a thing right with
Yeah.
that. Jiu-jitsu's for everybody, but jiu-jitsu isn't for everybody.
yeah, that is
You know what I'm
that's
saying? Like-
you're 100% true, but I think that it would be
It's
more
hard, you know?
accessible to the people it's for if there was more of an opening and welcoming environment. Because I feel like that's kind of what I was getting into, is like those coaches aren't welcoming. They don't care. And I get why, like, old school wise, you wouldn't give someone a week of training, but I feel like you should really give someone a week of training so they can get a vibe for you, you can get a vibe for them, and they could like understand, especially if they've never done it before. And even so, like, if they're traveling and looking for a new gym, and I get people are always trying to scheme the system, but like, there needs to be more of a welcoming vibe in the community. And I feel like it's there, but it's there very selectively, to only if you follow my rules and do what I say, as opposed to like, hey, come on, we love everybody.
Yeah, it's easy. Like I always say, like, once you've done jiu-jitsu, you know what to look for, and new people just don't really know what to look for when it comes to trying out new gyms, or is this instructor really for you? Like, I'm the type of person is like, if I pay money for your school, then I just want to learn what I want to learn. I'm paying for your services, so just teach me what you're teaching. I'm good. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into your ideology. You know what I mean? I don't. So my first gym I called it a cult, because it was more on that Valhalla Viking, there's no God, but there's the gods, and I'm like, dog, just teach me jiu-jitsu. I don't need to know how Valhalla looks. I'm okay. Just teach me jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I'm in. I'll stay. No problem. You know what I mean? So it all comes from the same basket, I would say. But since you're learner than jiu-jitsu or grappling in general, then you kind of know what to look for if, hey, this definitely feels my vibe. And kind of like what you just said, like you went there and you're like, I'm really not feeling it. But you should be able to know if that's your spot in a few days. It might not even take a week. if you're not feeling the vibe in 2 days, that's why they always, bad jiu-jitsu gyms always try to get you to sign up on day 1 or day 2. They want you to sign up on the first few days because you don't see what you don't like yet.
Yeah, yeah, that's what.
And as it progresses, yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, my fault.
Oh, that's why bad gyms, and you know, my apologies to all the gyms out there that does contracts, but you know, I kind of feel like that makes you a bad gym. If you have a contract, it's a bad gym. You're tying somebody in, regardless of their if they can financially do it, or their family member. Like, not for nothing, I was in a contract, a 2-year. I didn't even know I signed a 2-year. I signed a 2-year contract. My brother, I was living with my brother, and my brother lost his job. So now it's just me working extra hours just to keep the apartment under, under us. And it's like, I can't afford jiu-jitsu right now. Like, I can't afford this. So I go over there and I'm like, hey, listen, like, can we pause my membership? Can we do something? Because, you know what I mean? Do you know what? How about this? Can you knock me down? Because I was like paying for like the premium package, like the warrior package. And I was like, listen, I can't do the warrior package right now. Can you like just dumb me down to like the medium again? And I'll still train and I'll still pay, but I just can't afford the premium. And they were like, no, you signed the contract, bro. This is you're in that. And I'm like, yo, like, it gave me a bad taste. And I left jiu-jitsu for like 4 years. I didn't do jiu-jitsu after that. I was like, fuck that. I'm never touching jiu-jitsu again.
Damn, dude, that's really sad to hear. Like, and that's honestly what like I'm trying to say is like I'm trying to keep from people feeling in this environment. I'm trying to help them feel welcome and not feel like that. I just want to finish up that story real quick. That gym I was thinking about, where that professor came in and just said to do that for 40 minutes. He didn't even introduce himself to me. He didn't talk to me. He didn't even notice that a new person was there. And so, like, it's like that type of lack of care is astounding to me, and to me, I think it's what's bringing down the community overall, and that's why like I'm on a mission to do my own thing, like so much so that I may end up opening my own school up here, which is why we were having our conversation offline, which is why like I haven't really signed up anywhere, because I don't want anyone to think like I'm trying to poach anybody or anything. So I'm like, look, I'm not making any real connections. I'm not talking about what I'm doing. If you happen to find my show and you follow me and you see what I'm doing, great. But outside of that, I'm not talking to anyone directly like, hey, no. Because if I open my own spot, I want it to be legit, and I want the energy of the community to be, hey, let's all have fun. Let's get better at jiu-jitsu. But even more important, let's get better as people.
Yeah, no, I mean, let's put it into a different perspective. Like, well, us being U.S. citizens, or we kind of grow up where customer service is key. At the end of the day. Yeah. So it's like we're the type of people that the better the customer service is, the more you can retain members just by customer service. Yes. Sometimes some of these gyms is absolute trash. Like it doesn't belong to be open, but yet they have 15 students coming in on a daily basis learning crap. Sure, they're learning crap, but the customer service, they feel like a family. When you feel like a family, at the end of the day, like, what is there to leave? Why would I leave a family? Now, it changes if you get into a situation where the things that you've been learning all that time doesn't work. Then it kind of shifts everything to, but let's be honest, how many people fight on a daily basis? Not many. Like, be honest, the last fight I almost had was like at SeaWorld freaking 6 years ago. I don't get into some shit. Yeah. So it's like I'm really never in a place where I need to use my jiu-jitsu. So technically, do I know if it works? No, I don't know if it works technically. Do I know that it works? Absolutely, because of the people that are in my gym or the people that I train with. Like, for instance, Matt Ferriola, right? I'm going to say he's top 5 best jiu-jitsu grapplers here in the Orlando area. when we go at it, I mean, we go at it. And it's like, I know I survive, and more than survive, I put them in very bad spots. So it's like, if I can put a black belt in a spot where he's really going 100% to really get out of it, or really put himself in a better position, then what are you gonna do to an untrained person? You freaking wreck him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all know that. You know what I mean? Like, we all know. But there's hobbyists, and then there's competitors. And when you're a competitor, the atmosphere is a little bit different. You know, the atmosphere is more, I need to take your head off, and I need to get used to taking your head off. When a hobbyist in that bullshit place is more like, I just want to be here because I feel like I'm learning something with family. Goes a long way. So customer service is everything within a gym. If your customer service is crap, you don't retain people.
Nah, big facts, big facts. Damn, you said so much good stuff. I don't even know where to start, dude. Let's do this. Let's do this, because I do want to make this show of value to anyone that's watching that's a lower belt, or anyone that's even an upper belt that isn't sure about changing gyms, or like if their gym is right for them. Or do you have any like tips or advice for anyone that may be struggling with that, going, man, is this the right place for me? Like, how could they navigate it?
Well, it all depends on what your goal is. You know, like, if your goal is to be a competitor, you kind of need to surround yourself with competitors, because they're not going to be afraid to go into a shootout. You know, you can't be the best in the gym and go with white and blue belts and expect yourself to be a competitor. Like, you're only training to a certain level. You gotta kind of branch out. But that's where open mats come from, you know? Like, so if you're a competitor, or you trying to compete, and your gym isn't a competition school that really want to get dirty with it, then you have to hit an open mat. But you also got to deal with the consequences, because a lot of these fucking coaches don't like you training elsewhere, because you're going to get better training. And once you get better training elsewhere, you're going to leave for the better opportunity to do it. But that goes with any profession. Boxers, if you're boxing and you're 0-3 and you haven't won a fucking fight yet, that's not the gym for you. You got to move camps. You got to move somewhere else, you know? And that goes for jiu-jitsu also. You can try to compete as much as you want, but it doesn't change the fact that your gym is not right for you to get competition experience to actually bring to a match. That's my biggest one. That's my biggest one.
All right. Well, look, we can leave that. We're gonna clip that. There's gold in there for somebody, in my opinion, man. You know, it's funny. It's so funny you say that, just because, like, when I came on your show, I was, like I said, I was dealing with that transition of leaving my school, and there was a lot of things I didn't understand about the person who was running the school at the time. And I know at the end of the day, this person just wanted to be loved and accepted and made to feel that, you know, that their school and their teachings and everything they had to offer was worthwhile and worth of value, right? And for whatever the reason, although I tried as hard as I could to show that person that, it didn't register. And I think a lot of things happened that transpired that caused it to go the way it did. I think the biggest thing is my co-host on here, DJ. Shout out DJ. Sorry you can't be with us today.
Shout out DJ, bro. I still haven't met him, bro. What up, DJ?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna get you guys linked up, because I think you guys will have a really good conversation. You guys are like two peas in a pod. So, but yeah, no. He so very long story short, I'm not gonna put why DJ left that school, but DJ left that school for his own reasons, his own accord. And when he left, it kind of like we were doing the podcast, So it's like, is Jay loyal to me, or is he like, what's going on behind the scenes? So I know that put into question in that person's mind, like where my loyalties lied. But at the end of the day, and then also you add in the fact that I'm so transient, right? And he's looking for people to invest in his school and stay there. I understand that, and I was down to rock. I was down to ride, but like I had to do it in my own way, on my own terms, and he couldn't talk to me and communicate with me like what he needed. So we ended up splitting ways. That's pretty much what happened, right? But you gave me an opportunity to vent my anger and express that. And it was a lot of situations that I was feeling going into that, in that scenario, where he'd be like, oh man, like, so a new gym opened up down the street, right? And he was like, oh yeah, they're not that good. I've already checked them out. I could beat them. I'm like, okay, why don't we just create like a little Cobra Kai and have like inner like city matches and stuff? And then he kind of started like low key trashing that I was going to open mats, and when I would invite other students out to open mats and group messages and stuff, he would kind of like, he wouldn't say don't do that, but he would say something else or offer another opportunity within his structure. And I didn't understand what was going on at the time. But now that I'm older and have seen the game a little bit, I think I understand why. And that's kind of what you were touching on, is like he didn't want anybody leaving his gym. And what he didn't understand, that I was down to stay at his gym. Even now, like, I'm still loyal to my gym Forge right now, and that's part of the reason why, like, I didn't sign with 10th Planet 100%, because I gotta have a conversation with the owner and let them know, hey, Coach Al, he's the one that's promoting me. He's the one that's in charge of my belts. And when I compete, it's for him. I'm here to, I'll pay my dues. I'll be respectful. I'm going to help build up your school. I'm going to help all your students as much as I can. I don't think I know it all. And I want to learn earnestly. But at the end of the day, I am like, I'm not a free agent. I'm with Forge.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fake jiu-jitsu. I mean, at the end of the day. And that's what... I'm gonna say that's what 80% of black belts understand, is that you can't fake jiu-jitsu. Just like, you know what? Let's just put 10th Planet into the mix, okay? A lot of people join 10th Planet not because the jiu-jitsu is amazing. Their jiu-jitsu is amazing.
It's good jiu-jitsu.
It's not just because their jiu-jitsu is amazing. It's also because of the vibe. It's all about the vibe. Like, I told you I quit jiu-jitsu for a 4-year span. Well, when I got back, I was in California on a contract. And at the time, my best friend, God rest his soul, Goldust, Tugboat, Adam Caris, God rest his soul, bro.
R.I.P.
He gives me a call one random day. And he's like, yo, Carlos, how much do you weigh right now? And I was like, bro, I'm 300. And he's like, 300 pounds, bro? Like, are you out your mind? Yo, when you were doing jiu-jitsu, regardless of the spot, you were looking so good. You were moving good. You were doing everything good. Now look at you now. You're a fat piece of shit. He said that directly in my face. And I'm like, damn. He goes, bro, do me a favor. You're in California. It's the jiu-jitsu hotspot. Yo, Google and go to your nearest gym. And it just so happened the nearest gym was 10th Planet Orange in Orange, Orange, California, like by Tuscan, whatever. 10th Planet Orange, right next to Fullerton. So they're actually all connected. Okay. They're all connected, same owner, and they all cross-train with each other. Fullerton, Orange, and I forgot the last one. It's like an Asian name to it. They all train together or whatnot. So I joined this gym, 300 pounds, and I go head first, and the first person I meet is Coach Wes Levine, and he made me feel like a somebody. You big? It's okay. It's okay. Listen, you're big. Well, we're going to get you small. The end. Like, he didn't make it a big deal. We rolled, and he was like, you've done this before. And I was like, yeah, I've done this before. I just haven't done it in a very long time. But yeah, I used to do jiu-jitsu. And he was like, I can feel it, but we got to get it back. He always gave me that vote of confidence to go higher. So guess what that did? That just lit the fucking fire under my ass. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going to do this. Then I started doing 2 a days. Then I did 3 a days. And then I started going every day because I'm in the contract. So I don't have my kids with me. My ex-wife at the time. I didn't have my ex-wife at the time. So I got to focus on me. And 10th Planet made me want to spend all my time there because of the vibe, just the vibe alone.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
dope.
So when the vibe hits you, you know where you need to be. And I guess right now that's kind of like my issue because I don't know where my vibe is right now. Like I train once in the blue at 10th Planet Orlando. I'll hit maybe a Cogito. Then I hit the spot close to me called Dark Wolf. So I'm kind of like jumping around and trying to get as much training as I can at the moment because after my divorce, things haven't been the same mentally.
Yeah.
Like I've been fucked up for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right, and rightfully so, bro.
It's like, like how can you tell somebody like I made a plan for the rest of our lives and they just break it? So it's like your number one plan, your plan A, the one that was working wasn't good enough, which means it was a bad plan. So as a man, it's like, fuck my plan, the plan that I've been planning for, that I've been working towards, like, yo, I grinded from an apartment. I lived in a basement apartment in the Bronx, cockroaches and everything, you know what I mean? To then losing an apartment in Jersey, to then moving to Miami in a different apartment, to finally getting the big house. Like I did it. Like I my plan worked. My plan was here. And then, no, your plan wasn't good enough to keep your family together. So mentally, bro, that fucked me up. It fucked me up I was down to 219. I was in competition. Actually, the last time we spoke, I was in competition mode, Pop. I was in fucking competition mode. I was signing up to every single thing. I was trying to get my name out there. I was on the podcast. Like, I was on top of the world. And when that shit happened, like, everything shut off. Like, I almost committed suicide, I didn't do it, but I was close. No. Like, I was fucking close. Like, I never thought that I would be close. Ever. I'm the glass half full kind of guy. I can see the good in everybody. I'm the most positive person you could know. And the fact that this positive person even fucking thought about it. Yeah. I'm a strong mental-wise, I'm very fucking strong. And this bullshit made me contemplate that shit. I understand now. I didn't understand before. I did not. I fucking understand now. Like, now when they put those statistics on Instagram, when you're rolling through the things, and I just showed my son today, because my son is 17 and then my little one is 10, and I wanted him to start to understand where mental health comes from. And I showed him the statistic. Bro, every 2 seconds, a fucking, I think it's 4 men commit suicide. Every 2 seconds. Damn. Right now, as we're talking on this podcast, we lost 100 people. 100 men struggling with fucking mental health. We lost them. And I thank God that it didn't get there. I didn't pull that trigger, or I didn't, really contemplate it. And I really thought about my family, and I thought about my kids, and I was like, yo, and not for nothing, I was like, yo, that's kind of bullshit. Like, that's some pussy shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if we could curse on your podcast. My bad.
Man, you know what I mean? Whatever the hell you want, bro.
But I just felt, I was like, yo, that shit is I can't be no fucking bitch. Like, how can you take the bitch way out? You look at what you did for yourself. Look at what you have accomplished in your life. You got 2 beautiful kids. How the fuck can you really think about leaving them like that? You know what
But
I
man,
mean?
dude, like that you were saying mental health, bro, and it's like no one explains to you that life is gonna be like this, man. And I'm so glad that God didn't take you from this world because your light is here, and you know, like it needs to shine. Your story needs to be told. You know, someone needs to hear. Someone out there needs to hear that. You know, so you know, I'm glad you're staying positive and honest. But no one explains to you that life is hard, bro. And they say, "Oh, life is hard, this and that," but they don't explain that. At the end of the day, this you said this so beautifully. Oh man, I wrote this down. Okay, you were saying that you made this plan, and this plan just like it just blew up in your face, and like yeah, some of it worked, but then when it came down to it, it was like, man, I made a bad plan, and I think we were talking about people needing jujitsu, and I think that's why people need jujitsu, is because in life and every day we are faced with making a plan, and then we have to react to that plan. And then when we react to that plan and it just doesn't go our way, how do we respond? That pattern on how we respond is who we become, right? And so all jujitsu is pattern recognition. So that invincible jujitsu people are talking about, sometimes I think they're talking about this, right? This concept of like pattern recognition, being able to see the patterns that you're presented with, the problems, create a plan, execute that plan. Oh crap, that plan went totally wrong. If that plan went wrong, recalibrate, make a new plan, even if, let's just say, that plan was going right and there's just all of a sudden a wall in your way. Well, you have to take a step back, reset, and go, okay, now I have to reset that up again. And that's all jujitsu is, going over and over again. And that's what it's teaching us. And I think that's what we're learning on a conceptual level. And that's why I say everyone needs jujitsu.
But you know what's the scary part? Sometimes
What?
even with jujitsu, it's not enough.
No,
It
you're
isn't
right. You're right.
enough. It isn't enough. And you know, like I was so I have a poker crew, right? We've been playing poker for 5 years. We're like 8 best friends, right? We all live in the
Yeah.
same community. We'll have a beer. We'll mow the lawn together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we're literally a fucking crew.
That's dope.
And that situation made me go away from them. The depression made me go away from them. And then you're stuck in the depression so long that your normal mannerisms are gone. The outgoing fun person that you were with the crew is no longer fun anymore. Now you kind of start avoiding people. Now you pull yourself back. Now you can't express what you want because you feel like everybody's going to abandon you the way the plan abandoned you.
Yeah, yeah.
So then now you're going down a fucking downward spiral, and I'm still working my way out of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
am I better? Abso-fucking-lutely. But am I the same person as I was before I got that news? Not at all. And that's the
Yeah.
fucked up part, because like I love me back then. I'm not in love with me now because of the situation that we just went through. It changed me. And it changed me for the worse. How do I get it back? What do I have to do to get it fucking back?
I'll tell you, bro. I'll tell you. And this is again going back to jiu-jitsu, right? It is facing that fucking discomfort. Like you would have never think about like this, right? Think about your best game. Think about your A game. Would you have ever switched to another position if either A, your coach didn't force you to, or you didn't hit a wall where like you sucked at it for some reason? Like you stopped seeing the success that you saw with it before. Would you have switched it up? You probably wouldn't have. And I think that's everyone in jiu-jitsu, right? And so we get stuck in these patterns of repetition. And we don't realize it. It's just like you'll see this with white belts. You'll see white belts and you just see like, it's like, hey, you stopped in the middle of the row. It's like, what are you thinking about right now? They're like, I don't know. I'm just, It's like, why are you fighting so hard? Do you see me breathing heavy? Do you see me like struggling? No. What is going on in your head? And they can't tell you. And I think that's people in everyday life. And I think, going back to what you were saying, is like being forced out of your comfort zone and then having to come up with a new plan. Example, I'm in bottom half guard, right? I'm trying to come up and get the underhook. I can't get the underhook. What do? I underhook that other leg, and I come up, and I go around to attack the legs, right? And come up under you. As opposed to, I can't get the underhook, I'm going to keep attacking the underhook. I'm going to keep trying to force this underhook. I'm going to keep trying no matter what. But then you go attack the leg. What do? Oh, shoot, they don't want to get their legs attacked. So what does it open up? Oh, now that underhook's open up. Same thing with the lockdown while you swing it left and right. It's the same exact concept, just playing out in real life.
Damn, amen to that one. That one's actually pretty good, being in the 10th planet system and playing lockdown. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, 100%, you kind of scare K-guard, you know what I mean? Like, or you're trying to sweep, you try to go under to try to get like an electric chair, and then they're like, no, don't want that electric chair, and there's the underhook. You know what I mean? So, no, I mean, exactly. It makes sense. And it's just so difficult because here's the thing, every man is so different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I figured it out, right? Even if I figured it out, jiu-jitsu wise, life wise, I figure it out and I got it and I'm back to the Carlos that I was before.
Yeah.
Everybody's not Carlos. You know what I mean? Not everybody's fucking Carlos.
You're saying those 5 things on how people learn. It goes back to that.
Five ways of learning. So it's like, how can, and that's why, and guys out there, if you watch this podcast, please, like, if you don't know the answer, the only way you find it out is either research or talking to somebody. You have to talk to somebody. It might, the first person you talk to might not be the person. Well, guess what? The third one might be. So don't give up. You can't give up. We have to continue to strive. Like, not for nothing. Like, the way the man's mental and body work is we try to figure shit out by ourselves, but sometimes by ourselves does not work. And that's what that's the one thing I want to teach everybody. By yourself doesn't always work. And you don't know, but you're fucking going down a spiral and it's going to be harder to get back up. Start fucking talking. Even if it's to your mom, even though your mom is more of a nurturer, but that's one way of learning, the nurturing. But then you need tough love. Well, that's what your best friend is for. Talk to your best friend, get that tough love. But then if tough love isn't it, then you got to kind of go, like, not saying medical, but a physician, because now they're giving you a direct line of what it could be. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just start exploring different ways to get the fuck out of the funk. And it took, not for nothing, man, this podcast is helping me so much of just letting it out. Like, I'm literally letting it out, and it feels fucking good. I'm not even gonna front.
It may sound weird. It may sound like BS, and I don't want to be too preachy on this because I don't want to preach to everybody. Man, like, I stand on, like, everything I do is for God at this point in my life, and I know how many years that I was kind of doing things for myself, right? And just even reaching out to you out of nowhere, the fact that you reached out to me, like, just Sarah, like, in the way we even met, dude, I can almost feel like that this is a God's pool, right? And so I would just encourage you, bro, like, keep it going. I mean, it's going to be hard to keep it going every week, but find the system that works for you, right? I'm struggling with keeping this going myself. I'm going through a lot myself. Oops, I messed that up. It's not a divorce. So it's like, but it's like I'm transitioning lives, I'm moving. I'm trying to find a new gym. I'm doing, school. I'm taking classes. Like, dude, and if you can, get into a sports psychology class, dude. It's like changed my life, and I'm not even through the semester, and I'm like, oh, that's everything I already knew. Oh, I know. Oh, and it's like, oh, jiu-jitsu. Oh, it's all okay. I know what to do. You know what I mean? But you're not alone, man. I know it's not you know, it's not for nothing to what you went through, but you're not alone, and everyone is going through their own trauma and has their own things. And I think like God puts people in positions in our lives if we're open to it, and it's only if we're open to it. That's the point of free will. So, you know, I'm glad we got to connect, man. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
bro.
it makes me happy,
Absolutely.
bro.
And I'm super psyched of getting on the podcast. I ain't even going front because from day one when I first hit you up, I saw the logo, I saw the name, and I saw, I think, of like the first 3 episodes was out, and I was like, I fucks with it like this. That shit looks so cool. I mean,
Damn,
I have
thank
this
you,
small
bro.
podcast. I have this small ass podcast. But man, can I pick your brain? And that's how it all started. Yo, can I fucking pick your brain, bro? Because
Yeah, bro.
I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm a great speaker. I can interview the fuck out of people, but I'm missing something. And you know what? Our conversations and you know, you were giving me information on some editing tools to try to make shorts, which I haven't done, by the way, which I should do because
worry,
I know
man.
it'll hit. But eventually, it's gonna
yeah.
happen. But man, yo, I really do. I appreciate the platform. And little do you know, like your platform helped me. You know what I mean? Like your platform helped me. It helped me see jiu-jitsu. It helps me just hear a different perspective. It's all about perspective. Like, can you think outside of you? You have to. Because where's your empathy? How can you have empathy if you can't think outside of yourself? You have to put yourself in other people's shoes. So put yourself in other people's shoes. Don't just say it, do it. Put yourself there. And then say, what would you do? Okay, man, I would do this and this and this. Then fucking go do it.
Dang, bro. Oh man, I think we should end there because this is beautiful. There was so much more that I wanted to talk to you about. You know what?
I know we have CJI. We have.
You know what? Yeah. You know what were your thoughts? We got about like 15 more minutes. What were your thoughts on CGI, bro?
Okay. All right. I'll put
Hold on,
it in a
real
nutshell.
quick. Let me just wrap up that little segment. Gentlemen, again, like I was saying, we're men as a whole are going through it. So I encourage y'all to reach out to your friends. It may seem hard. Tell them you love them, bro. Like men don't hear that enough. Like express that. If you really love your friend, if you really want them in your life, tell that homie you love them. Even if you gotta say pause, no diddy, whatever the clause you gotta
No
do to make
homo,
it comfortable
if you're
for
from
you,
New York.
no home, whatever the case is, make it okay for you to say, hey man, I love you, bro. And you mean something to me. And you mean something to this world. Because if we don't have more of that, then like this is gonna just keep going on and going on. Go ahead, CJI, let's go. So you got me emotional, man. I'm over here crying and shit.
Yo, bro. I was teary too, bro. All right, when it comes to CGI, right? CJI 1, okay, I thought was the most magnificent thing I've ever seen in my life. It just really, he hit it out of the park. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? But little did he know was giving up one person $1 million, you fight differently than if it was for 100K. Because think about it, right? These are jiu-jitsu professionals. These guys are always competing for a paycheck. This is their livelihood. They're always competing for a paycheck, whether it's $5,000 or $2,000 for an ibjjf, right? Or it's a $5,000 prize tournament, or 25K, or like the Metamoris. Like they're always competing for this 50K, 100K kind of, it doesn't happen often, but it's been there. But when you hear $1 million, it's different. So what we got in CGI 1 I'm not going to say it can't be replicated because I believe it can be replicated. So I feel like CGI 2, the reason why it wasn't replicated the same is because of the prize pool was so, it was the $1 million was split to a team of 5. So now there's a game that you have to play. So like IBJJF, right? You can go for the kill, but you're probably gonna lose on points, so you lose your money. You got to play the game of gi. You know, you got to play the gi game. You got to play the game of gi. You got to get enough points, but still go for the kill because you want to get out of the match quickly.
Big facts, yeah.
Well, CJI 2, even though it was no gi, so there's no gi to hold on to really play a game, but it was a game of who versus who to get the advantage or to get somebody out of the game. And let's wait until the last person and then let's leave it to the judge's scorecard. So day one of CGI 2, I felt like was a little bit flat because everybody was playing the game. But here's where the money comes in. When Craig Jones says, I will give, I think it was $50,000 to $100,000 for a submission. Now the person who was grappling was like, yo, if I take out 3 people, I make more than what I win if the whole team wins.
Yeah.
I'm going to go all out. And we saw that with Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo went in, and I think he got 3 subs, $300K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why day 2 was so much better. Of course, we also have the controversial ending where the whole point system, so that has to be worked out. But I think it was super solid. I think if he did continue it, I think it could only get better. But time will tell. We'll see. We have to continue to grow jiu-jitsu. And, you know, we got UFC BJJ now. So regardless if they're contracts or not, because that's another thing. Now, when you sign a UFC BJJ contract, you're not allowed to participate in certain competitions. You're not gonna see those big grapplers grappling on everything anymore. So that's another thing. That's another time for another story. So that means we have to do episode 3 of the My Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Dude, we got to do it. And this time I'll have DJ on for sure. Real quick before we go off here, I did want to say, dude, I think you kind of hit it. I didn't even kind of look at CGI from that perspective, but I think you hit it right on the head there. It's just like, it's just like having the amount of money does kind of promote athletes to compete more. As far as UFC BJJ goes, I was excited about it at first, but I'm a little bit concerned now that like it would be kind of, I don't want to say UFC, but UFC, where it's kind of like almost like a carbon copy of WWE in a lot of ways. And I don't know if that's going to be good for the sport. I do like the idea that because there are competing venues for athletes, it does mean that, hey, some of the best athletes might be just with Flow Grappling or whoever's doing anything. They might just be with EBI. They might just be with UFC BJJ. So I feel like that might be kind of nice in the sense of you will get a diversifying pool of athletes, and with that you'll get more athletes competing and you'll see more people ultimately.
Well, here's the thing with BJJ UFC, right? So it's an exclusive contract, so which means for instance, right, so Keith Kokorian, I believe he signed with the UFC, right? He signed with UFC BJJ, so he couldn't compete in the in CJI 2 with the 10th Planet team, which will probably have been a good choice. You know, he's top 3 grappler in the world. He's freaking amazing, but he's not able to be on that team. So, but he can compete at EBI because EBI is on the UFC network. So he was on the EBI tournament or whatever, you know? So now let's just say, right? So Mikey Musumeci, one of the, if not the greatest of his weight class right now. Okay. What happens if he wants to fight Mika Galvao? That means Mika Galvao has to sign with the UFC. And if he signs with the UFC, and stop juicing, which I think he did because he didn't look right in CGI 2. I think he did stop because he did not look the same. He didn't look the same, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't look the
I
same.
agree with you.
Just
I
his
agree with
his
that.
his
Yeah.
movements, his strength, the shit that he usually does, he wasn't doing it. Something's up there. I'm just saying, and maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe it
Yeah.
was just a bad day. Okay, whatever. But if Michael Galvao signs with the UFC, now you can't see him on any other the tournaments unless it's on UFC. So it kind of steals the biggest grapplers and just keeps them under the UFC umbrella. So, gift and the curse. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm kind of. We'll see what happens. That's all
We'll
I can
see
really
what
say,
happens. That's all yeah.
Yeah. Well, Carlos, man, it's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you again for taking the time out. Thank you for kicking it. Do you have anything you want to say or shout out before you head out? Let me see if I don't mess this up. I might be able to do this.
Shout out to my Jiu-Jitsu Academia for a great platform. Please continue to like and subscribe, share their stuff. They're awesome. Shout out to the Grind and Jiu-Jitsu podcast. I'm getting back into it. This one kind of sparked that fire, so I will be 100% uploading again. Shout out to Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you so much for everything you've given me, Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't see it ever stopping, unfortunately. Body aches and injuries and all. And you know what? Let's just continue to go forward and let's continue to do this, our podcasting, and let's try to make jiu-jitsu great again.
Dude, that is beautifully said. Man, dude, again, thank you. And to the audience, I know it's been a little like, hey, where's the show at? I'm going to keep it G with y'all. You know, made a bad plan, had to readjust and pivot. That's jiu-jitsu. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to tap in with me, I am now at the Harbinger's World. I believe that is, there we go. Wherever. We'll get it right. New format, new style. We'll figure it out. But I am at the Harbinger's World. You can check me out there. Podcast is at my Jiu-Jitsu Academia. Thank you guys for tapping in. And as always, man, tell someone you love them. Tell your brother you love them. And y'all stay blessed.